Imagine your morning, the start of another day in the 21st century, the gentle chime of an alarm, perhaps a curated sound designed to ease you into consciousness, the soft glow of a screen illuminating your face as you check notifications, emails, and the latest news, the world at your fingertips instantly accessible with a swipe and a tap, a world of information, connection, and endless possibilities. Now travel back nearly 2,000 years across the vast expanse of time, to a world lit only by fire and ruled by the sword. A world of emperors and legions, of conquest and survival. Here, Marcus Aurelius, the most powerful man alive, emperor of Rome, wakes not to comfort, but to the cold pre-dawn air, and the weight of an empire resting squarely on his shoulders. His world is silent, broken only by the stirrings of a military camp preparing for the day ahead, or the distant sounds emanating from the sprawling city of Rome. For us, a bad day means a missed deadline, a frustrating meeting, or a technological glitch. For him, it could mean a lost battle that threatens the empire's borders, or a starving city teetering on the brink of revolt. No apps to distract him, no podcasts to entertain him, just his mind, sharpened by years of discipline, his journal filled with personal reflections, and a philosophy forged in the intellectual crucible of ancient Greece. This was philosophy in action, not abstract theory, but a practical guide to living a virtuous life, tested daily against the harshest realities of leadership and war. Marcus commanded legions on the frontiers of the empire, judged senators in the halls of power, and faced a devastating plague that swept through his empire, decimating the population. But his greatest battles, the ones that truly defined him, were fought within himself, in the quiet moments of contemplation. He struggled with the same things we do, the universal challenges of the human condition, getting out of bed when motivation is low, dealing with difficult people who test our patience, finding meaning and purpose in the face of chaos and uncertainty. His solutions, however, were timeless, built not on fleeting trends or technological advancements, but on the enduring strength of the human spirit and the power of reason. True power, he reminds us through his example, is not about controlling others or conquering external forces, but about mastering the world within ourselves. Today we'll walk alongside him for a single day, observing his actions and reflecting on his thoughts, from the first light of dawn to the quiet stillness of nightfall. We'll see how he used Stoic principles not as abstract concepts, but as practical tools for navigating the complexities of daily life and ultimately for living well. Let's step into his world, not as passive observers merely looking in from the outside, but as active students eager to learn, ready to learn from the wisdom and example of Marcus Aurelius, the last of the 5 good emperors and one of history's greatest philosopher kings. The sun, a fiery orb, begins its ascent, casting long shadows across the Roman camp. A new day dawns, painting the sky with hues of orange and gold. This is the Danube frontier, the edge of the known world for the Roman Empire, a place of constant vigilance and unwavering resolve. Inside a simple tent, the air is still and quiet, a stark contrast to the bustling camp outside. Marcus Aurelius, emperor and philosopher, wakes before his men, his mind already turning to the challenges that lie ahead. There's no luxury here, no opulent displays of power or wealth, just duty, the weight of responsibility, and the cold air that bites at exposed skin, the harsh reality of leadership on the front lines. His first battle is not against barbarians or political rivals, but with his own reluctance, a universal struggle. The temptation to linger, to remain cocooned in the fleeting warmth of his blankets, is strong. He resists, reaching for his journal, a constant companion, a silent confidant. He writes, the reed pen scratching against the parchment. At dawn, when you have trouble getting out of bed, tell yourself, I have to go to work as a human being. A reminder of his purpose, his obligation. This journal, his meditations, is more than just a diary. It is his private sanctuary, a space for reflection, introspection, and self-discovery, a place to untangle the complex web of thoughts and emotions, and to prepare himself, mentally and spiritually, for the day ahead. It's his ultimate self-improvement routine, a practice honed over years of leadership and philosophical inquiry, combining mindfulness, a keen awareness of the present moment, and a deep sense of purpose. He knows the day will inevitably bring chaos, the unpredictable storms of human interaction and political maneuvering, and he knows he will have to deal with difficult people, those who seek to undermine, manipulate, and obstruct. So, with deliberate intention, he prepares his mind in advance, steeling himself for the inevitable challenges. The people I deal with today will be, he reminds himself, meddling, ungrateful, quick to complain and slow to appreciate, arrogant, dishonest, driven by self-interest and a thirst for power, jealous, consumed by envy and resentment, and surly, quick to anger and slow to forgive. This isn't pessimism, a cynical outlook on humanity. It's strategy, a calculated assessment of the likely obstacles. By anticipating these challenges, by acknowledging the potential for negativity, he remains calm, composed, and rational, able to respond with wisdom and equanimity. Each morning he builds his inner fortress, brick by brick, with intention and self-awareness. Fortified by his morning ritual, he steps out of his tent ready to face the world and to lead with wisdom and strength. With his mind ready, Marcus turns to his body. He trains on the wrestling ground, not for glory, but to forge resilience. Each grapple is a lesson in leverage, balance, and staying grounded under pressure. For the Stoics, a strong mind needs a strong body. Physical hardship builds mental toughness. Enduring discomfort, quieting complaints, and discovering hidden strength. Marcus isn't chasing a perfect physique. He's building a spirit that won't break. Like elite athletes today, he knows discipline starts with self-mastery. The art of living is more like wrestling than dancing, he writes. Life is messy and unpredictable. Wrestling teaches him to adapt. In the dust of the training yard, he prepares for the real battles ahead. Here, leadership begins, with honest work and relentless self-discipline. The scene shifts to the marble halls of Rome, where Marcus faces a different battlefield: politics. Senators plot, merchants plead, and governors make excuses. It's a parade of ambition, envy, and self-interest. Many leaders would grow cynical, but Marcus expects this. He recalls his morning meditation: I shall meet today inquisitive, ungrateful, violent, treacherous, envious, uncharitable men. His secret weapon is empathy. He sees their flaws as ignorance, not evil. This allows him to act justly and keep a gentle, untroubled mind. True strength, he shows, is emotional discipline. Like a modern CEO in a tense boardroom, he listens, understands, and acts from principle, not passion. Every interaction is a chance to practice virtue. He is the calm center in a storm of human emotion. Leadership for Marcus is about maintaining inner peace. He proves that real power is self-mastery, not domination. The marble court fades. We're back on the muddy frontier. Scouts report an enemy force nearby. A decision must be made. Attack now or wait and risk a siege. Thousands of lives hang in the balance. There's no perfect information, only risk. Marcus relies on Stoic training. Gather counsel, weigh options, act with clarity. He focuses on what he can control, his judgment and orders, not the outcome. He uses the Stoic reserve clause: act fully, but accept what fate brings. This isn't passivity, it's resilience. He attaches happiness to effort, not results. The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way. For Marcus, every problem is a new path. Leadership is bold action tempered by acceptance. As the day unfolds, chaos mounts. Late supplies, disputes, political intrigue. Each challenge is a test of character. Marcus uses every problem as a chance to practice patience, courage, justice, or wisdom. One tool: defensive pessimism. Calmly consider worst-case scenarios to strip them of fear. He plans for setbacks, never caught off guard. Another tool, the dichotomy of control. Focus only on what's within his power. You have power over your mind, not outside events. This focus brings tranquility, freeing him from anxiety over the uncontrollable. In a world of constant noise, Marcus draws a line. Control your character, your actions, your response. Be a good person, do your job, treat others with respect. That's where true power lies. He lives stoicism on the front lines, not just in words, but in action. The sprawling camp's field hospital is overflowing, filled with the sick and the dying, a grim testament to the invisible enemy that has besieged the empire. The air is thick with the stench of illness and the moans of suffering men. The Antonine Plague, a relentless and devastating pandemic, ravages the empire, leaving no corner untouched. Its tendrils reach into every city, every village, every home. Marcus, the philosopher-emperor, moves among the suffering, a solitary figure amidst a sea of despair. He walks with purpose, his gaze unwavering, his presence a beacon of hope in the face of overwhelming adversity. He offers comfort and leadership not from a distant throne, but from the heart of the crisis. He understands that true leadership demands empathy and a willingness to share the burden of his people. He could hide within the palace walls, shielded from the horrors outside, but he chooses to share the risk with his people, standing shoulder to shoulder with them in their darkest hour. The plague brings panic, a primal fear that grips the hearts of even the bravest citizens. The streets are filled with chaos and uncertainty. Economic collapse looms as trade grinds to a halt and businesses shutter their doors. The lifeblood of the empire begins to stagnate, and despair settles over the land like a shroud, a heavy weight that crushes the spirit and extinguishes hope. Yet Marcus remains steady, a rock in a turbulent sea. His Stoic philosophy provides him with an inner strength that defies the surrounding chaos. He doesn't blame the gods for the empire's misfortune or give in to fear, recognizing that these are unproductive emotions that only serve to weaken resolve. He acts, decisively and with purpose, bringing in doctors from across the empire and beyond, bolstering the ranks of those fighting on the front lines of the plague, selling treasures, even family heirlooms, to fund relief efforts and provide much-needed resources to the suffering, enforcing health measures, implementing sanitation protocols, and doing everything in his power to slow the spread of the disease. His writings reveal how he copes, how he maintains his composure and finds meaning in the face of unimaginable suffering. The view from above, a technique he uses to detach himself from the immediate chaos and gain a broader perspective. Seeing life's problems in cosmic perspective, understanding that even the greatest tragedies are but fleeting moments in the grand tapestry of the universe. Think of the whole universe of matter and how small your share, he reminds himself, a powerful mantra for maintaining humility and perspective. This perspective keeps him grounded, even in the midst of catastrophe, allowing him to make clear-headed decisions and lead with unwavering resolve. He leads with courage, facing the unknown with unwavering determination, compassion, extending kindness and empathy to those who are suffering, and duty, fulfilling his responsibilities to the empire and its people, even when it demands the ultimate sacrifice. In crisis, he is a source of hope and stability, a beacon of light in the darkness, reminding his people that even in the face of death, life and meaning can still be found. His actions stand in stark contrast with leaders who hide in fear or point fingers of blame, shirking their responsibilities and abandoning their people. Marcus shows that true leadership is service, a commitment to putting the needs of others before one's own. Marcus Aurelius embodies the essence of leadership, especially in the darkest of times, proving that even amidst unimaginable suffering, courage, compassion, and duty can prevail. As night falls, Marcus returns to his tent. The oil lamp flickers. He's alone with his thoughts. He picks up his journal for the evening review, not to plan, but to reflect. He asks, "What did I do right? Where did I fall short? How can I improve? This isn't self-criticism, but honest assessment. It's a process of continuous improvement, a commitment to living an examined life. Waste no more time arguing what a good man should be. Be one. Like a craftsman refining his work, Marcus refines his character night after night. The evening review ensures lessons aren't lost and growth continues. Becoming a good person is a lifelong practice, not a destination. Each day ends with accountability and resolve. The next day he begins again, better than before. Our journey with Marcus Aurelius ends as the oil lamp dims and the emperor sleeps. We've seen him rise before dawn, lead with justice, act with courage, and reflect with honesty. His philosophy is a way of life, not just words. His tools, simple, powerful principles, are available to us all. The challenge now is yours. Live by his code for a day. Start your morning with quiet reflection, not a screen. Anticipate challenges. Focus on what you can control and practice virtue in every action. Treat obstacles as opportunities to grow. The power to change your world lies within your mind. Try the Stoic Emperor Mode checklist, your guide to living like Marcus for a day. Will you accept the challenge and discover the Emperor within you?